All right, welcome everyone to lovely virtual Italy. I am Charles the 14th, and with me today is let's say hi.
Hi.
We'll figure that out eventually. We'll figure that out eventually. As it stands, we've got about 30 seconds left of practice. Drivers are kind of going around, getting their times in, getting used to the track, getting familiarized, getting otherwise comfortable. And then getting ready for qualifying. So while they're doing that, let's take a look at the team standings. Right now, Panda Formula has a pretty commanding lead at 92 points. Following behind them is Mirai United with 42. Rip Runners with 26. They're going to be button heads with the tracc.eu racing teams at 25, fighting over that third position. Followed by Crosilia Shirt with 15. Poda Motorsport with 12, AOR Esports with 5, and Manly Pink Racing with 4. Kind of curious to see if everyone's going to be, how that's going to shape out. Looks like track does have both teammates, so
Double the points, I'd say.
yep, they'll be able to actually have a full field as opposed to last time where it was Jordan out on his own. Let's go ahead. Practice is just wrapping up now. As we got most cars returned to the pits. Looks like, speaking of which, Julian Strasser making the last of his practice in the big old green Bentley.
The big boss in the Bentley.
Yep. Looks like he's having a bit of a leisurely run of it this time. Oh, no.
Green light, give it all you can.
Now officially in practice. We can move into the proper qualifying. Let's do that. Let's see who's going to be the first person to start heading out.
There are already 2 people and 3 people, 4 people. Okay, everyone's getting out now.
Yeah, they are all like, nope. Okay, practice was good. I want to get my times in now. Please and thank you.
No need for traffic.
First one on track is going to be Mark Kane. He's going to start doing his outlap. Looks like Albert Grijorge is right behind.
And he's getting very wide.
A little wide there, yeah, but it's outlap. It's for heating up the tires. It's not going to be for time until someone crosses that line.
That's true.
I've got number 7, Monty Rodriguez San Martin. Oh, sorry. Number 32. He's currently tentatively in 7th, despite it being the outlap. He had a bit of bad luck at Suzuka. He ended up having his wheel disconnect, and that was the cause of one of the spicy moments at Hairpin last race. So hopefully his equipment fares him better this time. It's something that happens in sim racing.
Yeah, it can get annoying sometimes when the equipment doesn't want to work the way it should.
Yeah. I think the most insidious one I've seen has been throttle sticking at like 80%, so you don't realize you're going slow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ivano running that Lamborghini out. Let it stretch its legs. With Radium following right behind him. Ooh, getting a little squirrely in the Porsche. They do that, it's rear-engined.
Let's see who will get the fastest lap of this session.
Yeah. Oop. Looks like
Oh, someone is slow. Someone is slow.
Yep, still a shove. Looks like he got a little wide. And he's just letting, I think that's Alston past. Oh, no, that was Crypto that he was let by. The other thing folks are going to be trying to do during this outlap is making sure they have enough space in front of and behind them, so their qualifying times don't stack on top of each other and get kind of bunched together. We saw that happen at Suzuka. We had, I believe it was actually Alex Curto that we're looking at right now, who was in place to have a solid solid pole position. Ended up getting caught in traffic and lost that second, like, coming out of the last turn.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens.
Now we are just starting to get our first times now. We have Mark Kame currently sitting on pole. Again, very tentatively. It's been one lap and only 3 people have finished. But a respectable 34.3. Just behind him is Akito, who has returned to Ferrari.
Let's see how this will go, because I mean, the new Ferrari isn't that bad actually. I tried it, and to be honest, it does feel a bit lighter than the car that I'm usually driving in the VTuber GT, because yeah.
I mean, I tested it coming off of using the old Ferrari. It's night and day. It does not want to kill you as much.
Yeah, that's true.
At least for now. They're still kind of setting in regular patches and fixes to kind of balance everything out with the new cars.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't make the car want to kill you. Oh,
Looks
and
like
someone
Shamchulo got into a little bit of trouble. And has returned to pits. Let's see. We got Jason Krenkers running in 4th. Currently getting laps in. Another Ferrari. We've seen a few of those today. And so far, only 7 drivers have finished their 8 drivers have finished their laps. Looks like it hasn't been shaken up too much. Sitting pretty comfortably in the 134s to 136 range. And Stojakov is currently the only Lexus on the field. Actually looking at it.
yellow?
Looks like it was Julian Strasser.
Probably went a bit too wide and ruined his lap with it.
Yeah. Actually, looking at it, I don't see Jordan Crunch in the running today. So he might have either disconnected or hasn't fully connected yet. Or we commentators cursed them very early on.
That might also be the case, who knows.
Looks like 3rd place has been taken by Nikolaj Mazur in the very sedated BMW. This one all white, the factory scheme.
An all-white car.
I mean,
Okay, not all white. It has some yellow accents, actually.
What's it?
Or maybe it's just the Pirelli stickers.
It might be the Pirelli stickers, yeah. Let's see. Blanco Izaki currently has the biggest lead over their previous time. He's sitting about 0.6 seconds up. Looking to narrow that gap a bit. He has said that he has not raced this. He has a total of 10 laps on this track, so curious to see how that shapes up. He's usually fighting over that top 5 into podium, but curious to see if he can pull that off with no practice.
I mean, to be honest, I'm still just surprised people can actually do these fast laps.
Honestly, yeah, these are, like, we're not quite in, like, esports pro alien times yet, but we're knocking on their doors.
I mean, let's just say it like that, my best time at the moment is a 142. And, yeah,
Got a couple people getting yellow flagged and returning to pits. And they apparently are going back to pits as soon as it happens. Might also just be the standard iRacing strategy of, oh, no, let me pull off and reconnect real quick.
Screw this! I'm going to the pits again!
Yep. Get that setup tweak in. Well, looks like Ashton Emilio got into some trouble. Alright, now our biggest improvement occurring right now is Ivana. He's about a half second up. And Alex Curto has taken podium back from the BMW. They're very much seeing the usual suspects here. The top 5, more or less. Although I have to say, I don't believe Mazio or Krenkers were in previous races, so they might be newcomers, might have just missed a few. But they're also putting in pretty competitive times.
Yeah, it's amazing. Again, I'm just flabbergasted that people can actually do these times on that track. Again, I'm struggling with even a 142. So yeah, props for me.
it remains to be seen for me. I have not driven on Misano yet. Let's see. Just like Albert's looking to get back up into that top 5, currently running about 0.7 fast and gaining.
I think he wanted to go into the pits.
He was going for the pit lane. That is a way to slow down for it. Probably not the
Maybe
best
not
way.
the best way, but it is a way.
It works. Okay, that was probably commentator's curse. Who appears to have a stable connection as he runs through.
Let's hope it will. Let's hope it will keep. It will stay that way.
Hopefully,
I've
yeah.
heard from the stuff that happened last race, so it would be good if it wouldn't happen again. And
Yes.
he runs really wild.
Let's see. Ranker's running that Ferrari around the track. You know, someone pointed out the testing tube on the top of those, and now I can't unsee it every time I look at the car. I just see that little antenna sticking up.
God, why did you tell me that? Oh no, no, I can't unsee it as well.
It honestly, it makes me like the Ferrari a little more.
I mean, it is an interesting design choice.
Yeah, I mean, it gives the crew and possibly even the driver data that they can work with. Nikolai running about a little over a quarter second faster than normal.
Let's see if we can improve on this time.
Might be looking to break that 135 barrier, get into the 34s with the other top 3. Up. Which Jason has been able to pull off as well. He's currently looking at top 4 positions are in the 34s, and then the rest of the top 10 is all sitting in the 35s. Like some nice etiquette being shown, getting out of the way of the folks who are hot lapping. cars with this lap. Currently only a 1 second gap throughout the top 5. Oh.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, looks like Ashton got into a little bit of trouble. They're running about a 1.5 seconds faster than their previous lap, but looks like they're just getting a little ambitious with how they were taking turns.
It's especially the high-speed section can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And I don't mean the fast corners. I mean like the sharp turn afterwards.
Ah, yes. You gotta love those little brake check turns.
I know. It's my main problem with this track is, well, the first sector. That's my biggest problem, actually. I think at least that's my biggest problem. And someone runs really wide.
Looks like they might have been dodging a little bit of traffic that was coming out of pits. Albert running about a 1/4 second faster than normal. With Blanco Ryuzaki, no, that's Chamchulo right behind him. I have to remember there's 2 pastel pink cars now. It's like Radium got into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Chamchulo looking to kind of navigate that S's / chicane sort of section. As he comes around, he's sitting about 3/10 faster than normal.
I think I don't know. Maybe the lap is already invalidated. Yeah, okay, it's probably invalidated.
Yeah, that turn looks like it caught a couple people out like that.
Oh yeah,
and it's definitely invalidated now. Meanwhile, Albert has broken into the top 5. He was able to get a proper lap in. A very respectable 34.9. And Oreta's still having a little bit of trouble off track. Major is recovering a little bit, trying to get back into that top 5 position. They're running a little slow this lap. Looks like they're either cooling down the tires after or trying to warm them up so they can send it properly on the next lap. Julian Strasser running about a ½ second fast as we go into the last few minutes of qualifying. Drivers are probably only going to have 1 or 2 laps left to get their times in.
Yeah, let's just hope they can improve the times they do already have.
Yep. That lovely balance of needing to stay calm so you can take the turns properly and having that pressure of, this is my last chance.
Yeah, that's true.
Julian can maintain this pace. He's going to be looking at gaining a position, breaking back into the top 10 after.
Ooh, it was a bit wide, wasn't it?
A little bit wide. That cost him most of his time, although he's gaining it right back. It's only back up to a 1/4 second now, and drops again. Looks like that Bentley's struggling to be kind of consistent through sectors.
I don't know if that time is valid anymore.
It's been invalidated.
Yeah, sad.
Let's see, Metzner running through, currently 7th. Right now, as we go into kind of the last lap drivers are going to have, we've got Mark Kame in the lead, followed by Assetto. Currently looks to be navigating a little bit of traffic. Jason Crankers hopped into the top 3 out of, well, no one was looking, I guess. The very nice 134.5.
Not bad, not bad.
No, pretty good. Like Albert and, oh, Metzner got off track, returning to pits. As drivers run through that last 40 seconds, it's essentially a case of finish up this lap while you can.
Oh, and
It's like, I believe that was, Melilio.
could be the case, could be the case. But that was as wide as it could have been.
Yeah. They didn't validate the lap just yet, but...
Wait, it didn't. Wait.
Yeah, no,
It
lap's still
didn't
good.
validate?
It did slow them
What?
down. They're no longer running ahead of their previous time.
But wait. How is that not invalidated? Oh,
That's invalidated.
yeah, definitely.
Generally, it's if there's 2 tires still in the safe area, and sometimes it counts that curb, or like some of the runoffs. But with the qualifying more or less finished, we're looking at Mark Kame on pole.
And the BMW just
Yeah.
rammed into a barrier in frustration.
I mean, qualification is over. Time to go back to pits. Assetto in 2nd. Jason Crankers in 3rd. Curto 5th. And Curto 4th and Albert 5th. Looks like the last folks on track are going to be Monty, Julian, and Gary Slater. Although Gary Slater looks to be returning to pits now.
Yeah, it seems like it.
He was able to get themselves finished early.
Can Strasser improve on his time? We will see it now.
Yeah, it looks...
Into the final corner he goes.
He's a little slow. He's about a 10th down right now. That was not able to, from the looks of things. Now, though, Monty's was able to improve a little bit, it wasn't enough for that position. As we go into the race. Wrong button. All right, so now we are in the race proper. As folks start to line up, let's get this set for a nice little flyby. All right, so in pole position we have Mark Kame, followed by Assetto, Asagawa, Crankers, Koto, Albert, Mazur, Metzner, Blanco Yozaki, Areta, let's see, Mizran, Julian Strasser, Gary Slater, Ivano, Monty, the Audi, I forgot about you. I forgot about the moon eyes of Hazri, Sozhikov, Dubrovka, Melio, Chamchulo, Radium, and Trazione Integrale. Got about 30 seconds before the race starts proper. Hopefully drivers are able to remember to kind of play it safe this first lap. We do not want to see a pile up.
In the first corner.
No.
Like, don't go all out on the first corner because, yeah, you will. If you don't do that, you will actually profit if other people will do it.
Yes. But it all just
At
comes
least,
down to not
at least-
hitting the person in front of you and being able to trust the
Yeah.
folks behind you.
That's true.
But with that, we've got 3 seconds left. It looks like they are going to be starting their formation lap. Formation lap course, that wonderful time where you get to warm up your tires. See all the fun that's going to be occurring. Trying to strategize out. And,
Meanwhile, I'm also looking a bit in the chat.
You wouldn't want to see a pile up in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. You don't. Especially when there's like 4 pileups at once, it makes it very difficult to commentate them on them all.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it would be cool to be to split yourself in half, if you would survive that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not possible.
Yep. So as we anticipate that, we get to see them do the nice little dance where they warm up the tires, on and off the brakes, trying to get those core temperatures a bit better. Yeah, sure enough, a little bit of the weave in there. Gas, brake, gas, so you can get the heat from the brakes to try and soak into the tires themselves, get those core temperatures a bit better. Should be starting to stack up into that double file pretty soon. Yeah, sure enough. Or that might have just been a brake warm-up moment. Luckily, there is no
Collision.
there is no collision in the pace lap, unlike iRacing.
I mean, it would be a nightmare if it would be.
Yeah, it can be. Alright, they're coming back up to the starting grid, double file, getting up to that starting speed of 70 kilometers an hour.
Now, who will get the best start? Kame or Azagaba?
Green light.
Or
know.
maybe someone else?
That Mercedes does have a pretty strong V8.
Okay, turn 1, what will happen?
Turn 1's looking clean so far. Got a couple people a little close.
Someone been stopped and
Yeah,
someone got
Misano went wide
wide.
into the sand trap. Yeah, but he's gonna rejoin at the back.
But for the most part, it was actually kind of clean.
That was a very respectful first turn. You love to see it. A couple folks change their positions around. Right up until they get settled in.
And we have a 3-way battle in the back, I think.
Looks like it.
Yeah, and now it's a 5-way battle, a 7-way battle.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Monty and Galileo. Eyes and nails together. That's dangerous. Meanwhile, the front seems to be largely settling in. Ooh.
Oh, someone
Yeah,
gets
good,
wide.
They keep it together. Kept it together.
Yeah, they
kept
don't
it clean.
touch.
Getting a little close there between Gary Slater and Stojakov.
Yeah. Oh, and Strasser wants also something of that pie, I think.
Yep, Strasser getting in on it. Looks like he fell behind a little bit at the start, so he's hoping to kind of get some of those positions back.
Oh, and now he's going after Slater.
Yep.
Can he make the pass?
He's got that inside
not
line.
Yet, not yet.
But might not be able
Not
to
yet.
speed through into the next turn.
Yeah, and he's gaining again.
Ooh,
So maybe now?
that looked like it was either a little boop or some net code. Took him a little wide. Meanwhile, up at the front, Kurto's going to be battling with Crankers over third position. And Albert Grigio is going to be looking at Blanc Ryuzaki, and he shoots by in that turn. Looks like Blanc just let him right by. Or was trying to set up for a switchback, but he couldn't quite pull it just yet. Looks like Strasser's worked their way. Has worked their way around Gary Slater as Stojakov looks up. He's going to be looking up Ashton, trying to get by that Porsche in the turns. Not quite able to make anything stick.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. I think now he's trying his best.
Looks like it. Yeah, he took offense to that. Took a little bit of offense to me saying that, it seems.
Yeah,
Porsche
seems like
going
it.
a little wide. Might give the Lexus a chance for a run out. Meanwhile, the battle over third position has turned into a three-way brawl as Nikolaj looks up Kurto, trying to find that opportunity. Ooh, but they're going to get caught a little wide in that overrun.
And now they're too far back to actually make a move right now.
Yeah. Looks like Areta and Mizran having a nice little battle. Gun looking up the outside to the inside, trying to find that opening.
It's still not close enough to actually make a move.
Those Porsches have a lot of turning potential, so they can be tough to deal with through like some of those shorter, sharper turns. Azure right back on Acosta, Kurto down 0.2 seconds. Looks like they've been able to shore up that gap a little bit. And Julian Strasser with Stojakov looking at him as well. Got the Lexus versus the Bentley.
The pit is now open.
And
Which
I don't know.
Which boat will be more superior than, yeah.
I've already stated between the two I am a Lexus fan, but the Bentley does. It is a lot more unique looking, I'll give it that.
Yeah, and I'd say I'm a fan of all of them.
You don't like the V8 noises? It's
No, I just don't like the way both of these cars feel like, you know. They are just way too understeery for me.
Both Mazur and Strasser are about 0.1 seconds behind the car in front of them, so we're going to be bouncing back and forth here pretty frantically. Well, as Mazur goes for an outside line.
Oh, bold move.
They are too wide going through those turns, and going to back off a little bit, possibly go for a switch around.
Who's gonna have the better exit?
Looks like Kurto's going to be making that gap a little bit wider for now. Meanwhile, Lazaran and Albert going at it. Less than a half second. And Strasser still dueling with Stojakov. So we've got a nice battle at the front and 2 battles in the midfield.
Okay, I think they are close now. I think
They are. They're down to 0.3. Oh, and another duel happening. Adrian Dubrovka and Gary Slater.
Oh, he goes for the move.
Side by side.
Can he make it stick?
Or is it going to be a switchback? Like he was just able to for now. I've learned to say for now because after the previous overtake. Yeah, that's going to be Dubrovka claiming that 15th for the moment. Mazur still looking at Alex, trying to find that spot. And Stojakov and Strasser both catching up to Ashton. Oh, Strasser going for an early pit. I don't believe there was any damage that occurred, but he might be going for a very early pit strategy.
I mean, he could make some positions if he can do it right.
Yeah, I mean, if that Bentley is able to handle the tires, or is able to save the tires for that entire hour without much issue, that is going to nab you some spots as everyone else goes through their pit window. Like folks are starting to kind of settle into their positions. Starting to see the gaps widen a little bit. Although Slater and Dubrovka still close together. Kurto and Mazur still close together. Not bumper to bumper like they were. But neither of those fights is over just yet. And Ranker's had a yellow flag. Looks like he just went wide though, as he appears to not be spun around or in any sort of trouble, but it did cost him a position, 2 positions, in the looks of things. Albert and Mikhail Artea still going at it. Less than a half second between the 2 cars as they go through the high. It looks like the kind of transferring into the more of the mid-speed section.
Let's see how this will go after the high-speed section. In the hard braking zone.
I mean, both the Porsche and the NSX are very good cars when it comes to responsiveness. So it's just going to be a game to see who can get the most out of each one. Meanwhile, still Stojakov making a run on Ashton. This is
Can't seem to get past him.
Yeah.
But he's not really close now. He's really close now.
I mean, now you're just seeing that difference in handling between the 2.
Yeah.
The Lexus can do it, but it's gotta fight for it through some of those sections.
The Porsche has the cornering speed and the Lexus has the straight line speed.
Yep. especially if the Porsche driver is able to capitalize on that rear engine layout. Well, it looks like they were able to widen the gap a little bit. As they go down this straight, it's going to start to close right back up. Well, Champ Chilo making a run, looking to make a run on the Moon Eye Audi of Hazari. And Stoshikov getting within 1/10. Looks like he had to back off. And in a battle for seventh position, you have Blank Ryuzaki and Mikel Artea going at it.
Okay, that's an interesting battle between the Porsche and the BMW. That will be interesting to see.
That is going to be stability versus responsiveness summarized.
Yeah.
That BMW is a solid all-rounder. It doesn't really have a glaring weak spot, now that I think about it. But I also can't really think of much that it's especially strong in. Like, it's just a solid mid-range option. Does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's true. And also, the Porsche has to look behind him because there's a Honda behind him.
Yep. It looks like Albert wasn't done yet. Nice view of all three. They've spread out a little bit. Looks like Mazer's fallen behind Kurto by a decent amount of time, and Jason Krenkers is looking to capitalize on that. Get some of those positions back from going wide. I just thought of something. What might have happened to Julian is he might have made that run on a qualifying layout. So he might have had quali fuel.
Yeah, that could also be the case, actually. Yeah, that's true.
In which case, it's an improvised strategy, but it's still a possibility. Albert cutting through the grid a little bit there.
Yeah. The question would be, where is Strasser right now, actually? Oh, he's 21st.
He is in 21st. Which, to be fair, he did pit. And
yeah, no, that's true.
So far, actually, I'm not going to curse things. I'm just going to say, there's been some very respectful driving so far, which you love to see.
Yeah.
The white BMW disappeared.
Connection issues?
Possibly. I don't see them in the...
Yeah, they probably had a disconnect. They probably had a disconnect.
Painful to see.
Oh, the NSX is closing in.
Yep. This fight's getting a little closer. It's currently the primary one happening. Other than Chamchulo. Oh, Hasri going a bit wide, losing it.
Oh, be careful!
He was on the brakes. He was able to keep himself from getting caught up by Chamchulo. That was some good timing.
Now we not only have the commentator's curse, we have the commentator's timing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The two might be linked.
Yeah, that's true.
As it is, Blanco Ryuzaki still keeping the Porsche and the NSX at bay. As they kind of settle in position.
I mean, they kind of battled themselves already, so... Oh! Albert!
Yep.
Can
he pull it?
It doesn't seem like it for now, but again, we still have Sector 3 going.
Yep.
So...
Albert only 2/10 away. Looks like their battling is giving Blanc a little bit of breathing room, like you were saying. Right now, these are the closest 3 cars in the race. It's going to be this group between 6th and 8th. Mark Kame is sitting pretty comfortably in the lead by about 10 seconds, followed by Akito. Right now, Rito's only down about 2 seconds, but it looks like they're getting caught up in a little bit of blue blood traffic of Falzione. And Jenkers in 4th, another 3.5 seconds down from there. The drivers have kind of been able to spread out. Everyone's sort of running their own race. Of course, now that we're at the 20-minute mark, we're probably going to see people starting to implement their pit strategies. Whether they want to go early or late.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if they pit on the right time and also manage to brake in the right time before the pit speed limit. Because at least in VTT there are some cases where it wasn't where it just yeah. Oh,
Audi's having a little bit of trouble. But just a little bit of dirt there. Looks like he's so far been able to avoid the barriers, but meanwhile, looks like Stojakov was able to catch back up to Ashton, and gonna go for another pull for it. And Albert and Arteta going at it. Still sitting about a half second apart, just kind of hovering there. Cutting back to Stojakov and Ashton.
also a good battle.
Yeah. They're fairly well spaced, but it's also a very constant one.
Porsche is faster in the turns, surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
but
especially
in
that
the
hairpin.
straight it will be interesting.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be less a game of who has more power and who's able to get a better line out of that turn.
Yep.
Meanwhile, that's 6 through 8. They're all just half second apart, just chilling. Ooh, Porsche getting a little unstable, little wide. He's gonna cut in. Oh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, and this. Oh, and he was still unstable going through the turn, so both drivers are gonna be Oh yeah, that Lexus is having a little bit of trouble going back on track. And
Oh, they nearly hit each other again.
nearly had a second one of that. Meanwhile, Nizran is stopped on the track.
I have no idea what happened there.
Now, fuel maybe?
Oh!
Oh, that's not good. That is not good. He's still there. Might be a device problem. This weird disconnect moment. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Meanwhile, the Raitas kind of bought themselves a little bit of breathing room as Julian's back on track, looking to probably possibly gain a lap back, possibly just run his race without getting hit by with them. And Albert's going into pits.
Nice and early.
Yep. Well, only about 7 minutes before the midpoint. Looks like they're going to try and go for an overshoot. And now Dubrovka having a run on Stojakov after that incident. They might be running a little bit slow from damage, hard to say.
Yeah, I mean it was a hefty hit, so
It was
I would say that was a bit of damage, definitely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ivano looking to start a fight with Osri.
Lambo versus Audi.
Yep. I mean, they're owned by the same company.
Wait, Lamborghini is under Volkswagen?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
This might also just be the broadcaster brain tax. You know, also going into pit just as Ivano works their way around. So far we have Aikido, Radium, and Nazran in the pits. Nazran might just be due to connection or control issues.
To be honest, I'd rather tip on the ladder, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, sure enough, he popped into the chat. His wheel died. That is
I thought so.
That is the second time in this season of track that's happened, so do not feel too bad about it. It's not fun to see, and it's not fun to happen, but one of those it is what it is moments. Oh, good chunk of folks pitting. As Aikido gets out back onto track, he's going to be going from 8th.
Oh, I mean,
right alongside Melilio.
I mean, they have to pit at some point, you know.
And they are. Looks like even with slightly cool tires, he's still able to get a little bit of a run going. Jason Cranker's going into pits. Smetzer going to be hanging out. And Gary Slater coming out of the pits as well. Getting that tires and fuel that cars so desperately need. I think Stojakov and Ashton aren't going to pit until they sort this little fight out. Currently, once again, sitting half-second apart from each other. So they work their way past the pitted traffic.
They will have to pit at some point though, so
Yeah. I mean, they've got another, depending on their fuel loadouts, they presumably have another 15 minutes. 25 minutes if they want to really push it.
oh,
So
well, he's
got
trying to make a
look at the
move.
inside. Looks like he's gonna think twice about it, or not. Ashton's gonna go a bit wide.
Ready to be too late, probably. That turn, that corner can be really deceiving sometimes.
Yep. Also something I've noticed driving the Porsche, the tires like to go quick, as do the brakes.
That is true.
And Julian Strasser getting some of his positions back. Up into 13th from, well, he was sitting at 20th.
That people is when you pit early, you can make positions back.
Yep, you get him back early.
Let's just hope he can keep his tires in a good condition.
Yep, that's going to be the name of it. Which, Bentley's got a Bentley kind of has a reputation of being a good endurance runner, so an hour-long stint in that probably isn't going to be too terrible on the tires.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one.
I think it's some of the snappier mid-engine stuff that tends to burn the tires a bit faster. Meanwhile, Cianciullo once again taking a look at Hazari. There. Just about a half second. Strasser and Monty. Gap has closed very quickly.
He really wants that position.
Yeah, he wants that 12th.
He's saying, "Give me that position or else."
Yeah. I mean, he's not flashing, so it's not quite there yet, but he's definitely trying to take the line for it. Going a little wide, carrying a bit too much speed through there, but keeping it together. Meanwhile,
oh,
like,
the lap traffic.
Yep. Oh no, that was for position.
Oh,
it was for position, but there is also lap traffic with Akito in the mix. Going through a three-way battle, just
oh!
Looks like Hazard went a little bit wide.
Halfway mark, still a long way to go.
That was really close.
Yep. That was certainly a push through the blue flag. Kino is in a hurry. Looks like Hazard's going to take that opportunity to pit. As Jason Kraker's fresh out of the pits, working his way through some of the folks that went by him during the time. Going alongside Stojakov. A little bit of a swerve to avoid Trazione. There we go, side by side through the turn. Stojakov not wanting to give that position up, so he's putting a little bit of pressure on, trying to put a little bit of a squeeze. They head down the main straight. Stojakov keeping it ahead, carrying that speed because it's a Lexus. Meanwhile, Areta getting spun around.
Oh, they are side by side now.
A little wide. Ferrari's going to bust through in that low speed section, though. in that hairpin. Matea also stopped at the side of the road. Might be waiting for an opportunity for folks to come by, or just parked. But Julian Strasser's still hunting Monty. That Bentley may be heavy, but it can absolutely move. Yeah, this is not a good race for people's connections and peripherals. That honestly looks like another controller disconnect.
Yeah, could be the case.
Along with the internet disconnect of white BMW, who's running podium. It looks like the trade-off for good driver etiquette is people's stuff is going to break. Strasser narrowing that gap as they go down the main drag.
Oh. Oh.
Just shy of a touch.
Be careful, guys. Be careful.
I just said it was being a nice, polite race.
Oh, is he going for it? No, he's not going for it yet.
Oh,
but maybe
he's
now.
going for it there, it looks like. Although, he doesn't quite have the exit speed to make it stick. I mean, short tracks like this very much do favor some of those lighter, more snappy cars. Meanwhile, Slater and Dubrovka having more or less the same exchange. They're just sitting kind of within that half-second range. Like our lead position, Metzner is going to pit, giving it back to Mark Kame as he's going to work his way around. Albert sitting about 7/10 down from Blanc. Strasser's still down just a half second. It's like a little bit of recovery is occurring.
Oh, he went a bit wide there.
Yeah. Oh, but looks like that's gonna let him have a little bit of a run up into this.
He's going for it.
Straight.
He's going for it.
Side by side through the turn. If he's
Yeah,
able to hold it.
he got the inside. He got the inside. He's done it.
Yeah, he got it, and it looks like no opportunity for a switchback for Monty. Meanwhile, just ahead of that, Albert looks like he might be looking to make a move on Blanc. Going slightly defensive, taking a little bit wider out, not giving him the space to really launch a move. Meanwhile, Slater and Dubrovka almost bumper to bumper as they go in. Dubrovka's going to...
He's doing the switchback!
The switchback! You love to see it.
Oh, they're coming together!
Yep.
There was a touch, and yeah.
Two in a row.
He's going wide.
He goes wide, lets him right back through. Well, and gonna make their run up. And we missed it, but Monty was able to get that position back from Julian. Oh, and Akito trying to work their way through on the blue flag. Getting a front row seat to all the good battles. Akito's running second place, 12 seconds down from the lead, but he wants that back. You can tell by the way he's going through those traffic.
I mean, he has a really, really good run, so... if I were in his position, I would do that too, so...
Yep. I mean...
But I'm not in it, but I wouldn't be in his position. So, yeah.
Can relate. Midfield gang, that's where the best race was at anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Albert getting within that half-second range again. Honestly, for Akito, that Ferrari seems to be working out quite well for him. Well, Julian down to less than half a second once again. We're going to be bouncing through these battles quite a bit over the next 20 minutes, I have a feeling. Taking those bumps. Julian just trying to get as much out of that Bentley as he can to have a chance to overtake that Audi.
And he's really close, and...
10.
He will get every opportunity to get past.
Yeah, he's just trying to get that good run. I mean, it's a battle for ninth. Chamchulo, okay, that was a false alarm, yellow flag. Let's see, 2.
Okay, we have only one car. Oh, the car is already okay.
Yep, he took care of it.
Could have looked. I could have looked, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, our main fights. Looks like the battle between Slater and Dubrovka has turned into a multi-person brawl. As
the multi-car train, you know.
Yep. As Ashton works their way up, starting to reel the two cars in. Meanwhile, Albert getting real close to Ryuzaki as he gets caught up in a little bit of traffic.
That one goes really wide.
That was a little bit of wobble from the NSX. And Strasser worked their way around Monty once again. But they might have to get out of the way for the lap track for Mark Kane.
Who's already waiting to lap them.
Yep. Looks like Albert and Blanc have both navigated the traffic pretty safely. And Ashton was able to take the position from Slater as Alex Curto goes through. Oh, and Monty right back side by side.
Oh, they bump.
A little bit of contact.
Please don't crash in front of the leader, please.
Yep. I'm sure they appreciate that the leader was right behind them, but they're having their own battle. Oh, Julian's going to go.
Anything.
Oh, but he doesn't. It's not a full spin, so he's going to be right back in it. Very impressive slide control there.
That is true.
And already he's less than a second behind with a 0.8 gap. Emilio looking at Dubrovka now. Work their way past Slater with the as they were letting folks by. Gonna look up the inside. There's more traffic coming. Oh, they touch! They touch!
Together.
Get tangled up. Slater going wide to avoid it. And Slater's going to nab that position now.
The stewards are going to have a field day with that.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse. And Julian's already around Monty as that was happening. Julian, make your overtakes when nothing else is happening so we can see it.
We want to see you battling, you know?
Yeah. It's...
Oh, they are
touching.
they touch, but
touching.
Nothing happens, at least.
Yep. A nice little touch followed by a nice back off. I mean, it's that last third of the race. This is when people are going to start really pushing for it. I mean, it is worth mentioning with that slide with Julian, he was on very, he didn't have to pit early, so his tires aren't going to be a factor. It's like Albert's getting close in there on Blanc as well. They're going to be cutting back and forth here, trying to see what happens between both battles. Monty looking to peak. Not quite able to dive bomb that inside. Julian runs through. Oh, but he's going to peek through there. Meanwhile, Metzler spun out. Good move. You got it down right before the crash. Looks like Metzler got a little bit turned around as someone was trying to pit. Looks like it was Ashton. Meanwhile, Ivano and Dubrovka. Ivano's going to get that outside line, but not able to carry enough speed through to actually maintain the position. The opportunity is there, but they're going to have to be able to take and hold it. We have 3 battles right now with less than a half-second gap between each. Well, once again, Ivano's going to have to back off a little bit there. Julian's getting right up close to that Audi.
Oh, he's closing in.
Close. Getting into that toe, trying to make the most of it.
He's going from the outside. Okay. Can he make that?
Well, it switches.
He can make that.
Because that's going to give him inside next turn. And they have... Oh, Keto is not going to like that.
Definitely not.
This goes anything like how it was with Mark Kame sitting there. Keto's going to be very eager to get through. And he's able to, which gives Julian a pretty solid run-up on Monty. Meanwhile, Ivano has overtaken Dubrovka and is working to put a gap in place. Keto comes up on Julian. Trazione is going to bump up to 16th as Ashton pits. Let's see. Meanwhile, Jason's only 4 seconds behind that podium position. He's hoping to get as much of a run as possible and try and work with that. And as Julian lets Akito past, it is right back to game on with Monty.
Oh,
and Radium is... Ooh. Okay, nothing bad happened there. Looks like he spun. Did not collect the closest battle of the race that's been going on for the past 10 minutes. Akito pitting again.
Whatever happens there.
Fuel calculation, damage possibly, hard to say.
Oh, and...
There it is, right around again. I'm guessing...
They are passing along each other like the whole race right now.
I'm guessing we're going to see this exchange happen at least 2 more times.
Yeah, I'm sure of it as well, actually.
That's going to put, Keto's either late or otherwise additional pit stop is going to give that podium position to Crankers. Meanwhile, Metzner is getting hit with a drive-through. I don't like focusing on just one battle, but right now this is the main event.
Yeah, that is true.
And as this race goes on, Monty's going to have more and more an advantage on Strasser as he deals with those aged tires. You can see a little bit of it as he went wide into the grass there.
Oh, he's closing in fast, maybe too fast.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kurto's coming up on that. Right now, only the podium positions are on that lead lap. Everyone else has been lapped at least once.
I mean, it helps a lot how fast the front runners are.
Yeah, they are very quick. Meanwhile, Ashton once again parked.
I'm actually wondering what is happening over there, to be honest.
That is weird as they're going to come around. It looks like he returned to pits just in time to avoid bad stuff happening between Monty and Julian.
Yeah, I think that's a controller issue, actually.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ivano looking at Gary Slater. Going to swing out a little bit. Try and get that inside. No, that outside isn't going to quite cut it. At least not at that turn. Meanwhile, Julian Strasser less than... we have 2 runner races that are less than 1/10 of a second apart. Julian going for the outside. He's going to claim it.
For it. He got past.
Yep.
Not quite yet, though.
Oh no, there's still
side by side, and also someone is behind as well.
Yep.
Oh
yep,
no, Julian's losing 2 positions.
No, that's lap traffic, so he's only just losing the 1.
I see.
Meanwhile, Ivano's still duking it out. That's going to give Monty a little bit of breathing room and us the opportunity to look at someone else. We do not want the appearance of favoritism because it's the track-sponsored car. But when it's the closest match of the... Oh, for crying out loud, he's already right back on him.
He really wants that position. I emphasize that really strongly. He really wants that position.
He may not be commentating, but he does want to put on a show, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, no.
That's
Krakus is having none of it. He's like, listen, I appreciate the battle you guys are having.
But I want some of that cake as well.
Meanwhile, Ivano's just able to poke ahead of Gary Slater as they go through the turns. Trying to get as much of a run going. And Julian's going for a move on the inside. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this one with that. Oh, no, they're going to touch. They're going to bump. Gloves are off. Gloves have come off already. and the audience absolutely okay with this.
They are side by side again. As Ivano gets a drive-through.
Oh. You know, that might have been a little bit of either a track limit or a bump with Gary. Hard to say. Because our previous commentator has decided to get involved into a pitched fight. Which is ongoing. Ooh, Chamchulo. That is not the designated racing line. But it is the
I mean,
route
at
to
least
take.
he didn't. I mean, he didn't spin, so.
Yep. As they go side by side, as usual.
Through the fast corner.
The formation of a beautiful rivalry. Oh, Melilio again.
That's not a good spot to stand.
This is ugly. Yeah, at a certain point, like, just... Yeah, it might be the time for them to call it. Like, that's 2 or 3 times that's happened to him.
That's just dangerous to just stand there.
Yeah, at this point, best to either sit it out.
Because at this point, there is probably some kind of
contact.
interlag or something. Oh,
Heck, they're gonna go wide.
Oh, side-by-side action. This is exactly what we want.
Oops, sorry to cut away. I thought Slater was going to be making a move, but it is just Ivano serving his drive-through. As we go into the last 7 minutes of the race, we've got Kame still in the lead, Kurto 23 seconds behind. Pranker's only 2.5 seconds down from that, so we might see a battle for... we might be seeing a battle for that P2 position. Or, you know, there's still 7 minutes left for something to happen. Something can still happen to Mark Kame, and it becomes a battle for the lead.
Yeah, that's true.
As it is, this P8 is the most contested one of the race. Although we might see a bit as Ivano is going to start working to get some of those positions back from that drive-through. In fact, they are already only 3/10 down from Osri. He shoots it up the inside. He's going to take that spot. And dang it, getting less than a 10th apart through these turns. Yep, Vano's kind of running away with it now. He's got 14 seconds with the next car in front. Chamchulo. Other than that, there's a reasonable gap between each car. The only ongoing battle has been what I'm just going to describe as a half-hour-long fist fight between Julian and Monty.
The window is now closed.
Okay, last 4 minutes.
Yep. Gonna be the exciting end to it.
Oh, that car was a bit unsettled there.
Yeah, it looks like the tires are starting to catch up with the Audi. I mean,
Meanwhile, the Bentley just doesn't care.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, they're kind of they're a solid choice for long endurance races. At least before 1.9. I don't know how that affected it. sure enough, oh, Radium getting a little wide, taking out the pit board. That's not the pit board, that's just a rally sign. Get back on track. Honestly, at this point, it's been the primary battle. It's still ongoing. Way to steal the show, guys. Julian's going a little bit. Like he's poking out a little bit, trying to get that inside line. As they go side by side in through the turns. Ooh!
Oh.
Monty going into the sand. Rejoining a little chaotic, but
But that cost him some, at least a bit, I think.
yeah, those are all lapping or lapped traffic.
Yeah, that's true, but still he's, to get past them, it will take a bit of time.
Oh, I stand corrected. Stojakov's on his lap as well, so this is for position. Akito
I think
is just going to be looking for a spot to shoot by.
Oh, they are getting desperate, I think.
Yeah, this is that end of race. Ooh, don't touch, don't touch. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Ooh, ooh. Pucker factor. Meanwhile, Chamchulo's looking to do the same with Dubrovka. Well, it looks like that one's spacing out a bit. I'm going to try and jump between these as they get less than 2/10, which is our margin for what is making it a close fight. Akito really wants to go by, but Monty doesn't want to give up that position. He's fighting Stojakov. He's focusing on what's in front of him. You're right.
There is just no space to pass right now.
No.
Even if no matter what he tries to do right now, he will not get past right now.
Yeah. Like, Monty's not quite gone defensive, I don't think, but he's not letting him by. Like,
he's probably thinking like, if you want to get past me, be faster than me.
Chamchulo going wide in his battle with Dubrovka.
They probably touched, I think.
Yep. Oh, they touched again, looks like. Oh boy.
Or Chamchulo just went wide, that also could be the case.
These last 20 seconds of the race getting spicy.
Yeah, that's true.
Leaders on final lap now.
Alright. They've just called it. This is going to be the final lap of the race. It's like Monty is still trying to gain that second on Stojakov that he has to make up. And Akito is still just going to be looking for an opening.
Oh, I think he will be a bit furious in the chat later on, I think.
Possibly. Possibly. Oh, Chamchulo going for the inside line. Just avoiding the touch. But in avoiding the touch, they're not quite able to make it stick. As they look for... Is this going to be a second run at it?
Yeah, I think it is. They are side by side right now.
Yep. Oh boy.
With Dubrovka being slightly ahead, I think.
Yep. Oh, Cham going very wide. Does not seem to care about the lap being invalidated. He just wants to keep
why
that
should he
speed.
care?
Yeah.
Oh!
That's something you should care. Oh. The tap.
The love tap.
Oh, Monty having a similar moment. Looks to be
I think I think he has no gas left.
The leader has finished the
Oh,
race.
he fought too hard.
He does not have enough fuel.
Ah,
Oh, that's a bummer.
yeah. And as it stands, that was the last of the fights. That Mark Kame is finished at his pole position, celebrating with some nice sand trap spins. Alex Curto going to be taking second. Pranker's third. Nikito looking to finish this lap, but from the looks of things, there's not many real obstacles to fourth. Blanc fifth. Remind me to tell him he doesn't need practice at this rate. Albert sixth. Etzner seventh. Julian claiming that hard-fought eighth position. Stojakov taking ninth. Slater 10th. Looks like Rodriguez took 11th. As Chamchula takes 12th. Dubrovka 13th. Bono 14th.
Dubrovka will not be happy,
Oh,
I think.
no, Rodriguez is going to be pushed back to 15th. Along with Hazari, Trazioni Integrale, Mikel Arteta, and AG Radium. Obviously, we had a couple disconnects that they're going to take the last three positions of the race. But overall, pretty clean racing throughout. A little bit of aggression between Julian and Monty as it ended. And there was the tap between Chamchulo and Dubrovka. But very clean racing. Very nice to see.
Yeah, and also look in the chat. Did stuff happen? I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe.
We had what? One disconnect, two people with apparent controller issues, a 45-minute long brawl between Julian and Monty, a nice run through the midfield by Ivano, which culminated in a drive-through, and some last-minute battling. Overall, good race. Good race. And with that concluded, I think this is where we're going to sign off for the afternoon or evening, depending on local time. This was a good race here at Virtual Misano. Next week, we have 4 hours of Monza. Do not envy whoever has to broadcast that. And the week after, we go back to VTuber GT at Misano as well. So with that, hope you had a good time, and do you want to say the thing? No, I always say the thing. But
Say the thing.
okay, I'll say the thing. See you on the racetrack with 2 C's, because it's track. Anyways, have a lovely rest of your day.